Remember Marcus, the writer in Austin? 6 months after that Tuesday morning, his company didn't fire him. They simply stopped replacing people who left. The team of 7 became 5, then 4, then 3. The same output, smaller payroll. Marcus was still employed, still getting paid. But he was now doing the work of 2.5 people, largely acting as an editor for content that artificial intelligence was producing first. His title hadn't changed, his salary hadn't changed, but his leverage had. And he knew it. Now, here is the part of the story that never gets told. Because for all the disruption, the displaced workers, the closing entry-level doors, the hollowed-out job descriptions, the data contains something else. Something that changes the entire frame. AI professionals, people in roles identical to their peers, but with documented AI skills, are currently earning 56% more than those without. Not slightly more. Not a modest bump. 56%. Demand for AI engineers grew over 140% in 2 years. AI-adjacent content roles, combining human judgment with AI tools, up over 130%. The World Economic Forum, for all the jobs it projects being displaced, also projects 170 million new roles created by 2030. Which means the story isn't simply destruction, it's redistribution. Enormous, rapid, and deeply uneven redistribution of income, of opportunity, of leverage toward a specific group of people. The people who understood what was happening before everyone else did. The people who didn't wait to be disrupted. Who asked early, the question that Marcus eventually asked, sitting alone at his desk on a quiet Friday afternoon in late 2023. Not, will AI take my job? But, how do I become the person who uses it before it replaces the need for me? That question, that single reframe, is the difference between the two futures that the data is already showing us. Not a future of work and a future of no work, but a future where 2 groups of people experience the same technological shift in completely opposite ways. One group watches the change arrive, reads the headlines, waits to see how bad it gets, adapts slowly, reactively, always slightly behind. The other group, smaller, quieter, less visible, made a decision earlier. They learned the tools. They understood the economics. They stopped thinking about artificial intelligence as a threat to manage and started thinking about it as leverage to acquire. And right now, those 2 groups are pulling apart from each other at a speed no previous generation of workers has ever experienced. The economist Tyler Cowen called it the Great Reset of labor, not the end of work. The end of the assumption that effort and skill alone are enough. For most of human history, that assumption held. You worked hard. You built expertise. The market rewarded you. But effort and expertise only create value when they are scarce. And artificial intelligence is making certain kinds of expertise, structured, repeatable, process-driven expertise, abundant, instantly, globally, for almost nothing. So here is where we land, not with a warning, not with a list of things to do, not with false reassurance, just with a number, 56%. That is the salary premium currently being paid to workers who adapted. That gap exists today, right now, in real pay slips, and it is widening every single quarter. The question of whether artificial intelligence will reshape the job market has already been answered. You saw the answer in the Goldman Sachs data, in Amazon's announcement, in the silence of 14,000 empty desks. The only question that remains is the one Marcus asked himself, the one you're asking right now. Not if this is happening, but which side of it you're on.